Yes.
Okay. What's Tony's last name?
Bison.
Vincent or Bison. Okay. So I had kind of a conversation with Tony, all right, in reference to some charges on his card. Can you tell me about those?
Which charges?
So charges that he didn't necessarily charge.
Okay.
So can you tell me about those?
The Griffith Steel ones?
Yes, sir, if that's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about those?
I did those. I've been battling for the last 2 years with my PTSD, and I didn't know what to go. I've been getting help through the VA, and they've been trying to get me different medications. When I speak to my counselor about it, she tells me that some people with PTSD have anger issues or alcohol, drugs, and my way of dealing with it is, scratch off tickets. Mm-hmm. That when I'm doing it, I feel good about it, and then when I'm done doing it, I'm like, oh shit, what the hell did I do? I just spent this much money. But she said it was a coping mechanism, and it's just bad dreams, can't sleep, and it just got out of control. And I should have got help elsewhere besides the VA, but I was sticking with the VA, and they kept changing medications from one medication to another to try to see if it would do something, chemically with the brain, and it got out of control.
Okay. So I guess in reference to the transactions, so are you saying that he didn't make the transactions that you did?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what were the transactions for?
They were for Griffith Steel.
Okay. And is that a company or?
Yeah, it's a company here in Brunswick.
Okay. So kind of explain to me a little bit more about these transactions.
When things started going sideways for me with PTSD, my wife and I would argue all the time because the money coming out the account, and she knew where it was going, she knew what I was doing, and we were getting in arguments and stuff. And I was watching TikTok one day, and they showed a thing that that you can change your name and stuff on Square account and use it. And I said, and I tried it once, and it worked. And after that, it just it got out of control, and I should have stopped. But like I said,
What kind of triggers do you have for PTSD? Like what kind of sets it off? If you don't mind me asking.
Mostly dreams. I get a lot of dreams and nightmares where I can't sleep. Mm-hmm. And then lately it's just been thinking about why am I here and some of my friends aren't here, and I should have got help. I should have spoke to somebody about it. I should have called my counselor, but I was trying to deal with it myself. Yeah. And you see where it got me.
It happens, right? I deployed in 2013 to Afghanistan. I was with 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines. Lost one of my good friends over there, and the tough part about it was the counselors that they set you up with, 9 times out of 10, they've never deployed, they've never done anything like that. So you're talking to somebody that they do I understand how you feel.
Yeah.
And they don't, right? And so you have these nightmares, you have this stuff, and you have people telling you that they understand how you feel, and they don't. they don't. So I want to take a second, if you know, and I just want to let you know I understand how you feel. Okay.
I did 2 deployments with 173rd Airborne Brigade, and the second deployment we lost 6 guys. I got my knee messed up.
Oh yeah.
And just I don't know, it just, I don't know what triggered it. I don't. I mean, some days I'm fine, and you know I won't touch a scratch off ticket for a week or 2, and then there's days that just get out of control.
How'd you come across like the scratch off? Like, when did you figure out that was something that helped you cope with it?
That was the counselor. When I told her about it, she's like, well, is there anything that we need to talk about? And I was like, well, I'm having trouble doing this, and I've been doing a lot of scratch off tickets, and we started talking about it. And then the next session that I had with her, she said, well, I did some research, and that's a coping mechanism for PTSD. It used to be, when I first got here, and you asked any of the guys that have been here for a long time, when I first got here, if you said hey to me or something I didn't like, I went off the chain. There were times nobody would speak to me because I had anger issues, and then I got those under control, and I was fine for a while, and then I don't know what triggered it, and I started doing this stupid thing. And
so have you always purchased scratch off tickets, or did it really ramp up 2 years ago, a year ago?
It ramped up about a year and a half ago.
About a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Was there something that happened that made it pick up, or did it just start feeling better? Did you win big and got a good high off of it, or?
Yeah, I was winning $500 every week or every 2 weeks, and it was just the high. Let me go see if I can win some more, and it's just, I don't know. I should have called my counselor and talked to her. I'm a alumni with Wounded Warrior Project, and I could have called them, and they would have helped me, but.
Yeah.
So how long were you, what branch were you in, first of all?
Army.
Okay. And how long were you doing that?
16 years.
Wow. Okay. So when did you get out of the Army?
2010.
2010. Okay. And is that when did you do like a job right after that, or is that when you got into public works?
No, I worked at a gas station, and then I worked at Georgia Pacific as security, and then I sold cars, and then I got hired at Public Works.
Okay. And how long you been with Public Works?
14 years.
Okay. And I see your shirt says supervisor. So what exactly, I guess, is your job?
I work directly for the director, and I do all the credit card statements, invoicing, billing, the budget. I do all the supplies as far as safety supplies, janitorial supplies. If the guys need a piece of equipment, they'll come to me and I'll get it. I'll put POs in and pay the invoices and stuff like that.
So you're kind of the guy that everybody comes to when they need something, then?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I kind of want to go back to, I guess, the transactions. You said you kind of saw something on TikTok. Do you know when that was?
It was about a year or 2 years ago.
Okay. So it kind of, was it like a video explaining on how to do it, I guess?
Yeah.
And you said there was an app you used or something along those lines? What was that?
Square. It's called Square. And I had Square because I was K-9 in the Army, so I still train dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I had Square because I was training dogs, and people didn't have money, but they wanted to use, well, I got Square or Venmo, and I'm like, well, I don't have any of those, so I ended up getting those.
So I'm not too familiar with Square, I guess. So what exactly is that?
It's a, when you go into some of these restaurants, they got that little thing. It looks like an Apple Pad and stuff like that. It's Square, and you can use it. You can pay on your phone. Use your phone or the app. Go on the app.
Okay, so I think I've seen that in like some of the smaller businesses.
Yeah.
So how does that actually work though? Do you just is it kind of like Apple Pay, like you just touch your card to it, or is it something? How does that work?
You can manually enter card numbers.
Okay.
So is it like a standalone thing, or do you plug it into your phone?
No, it's a standalone thing. It's just an app on the phone.
Okay. Okay, so it works like Bluetooth from the phone to the device?
No, you can just you go on the app. You don't need any device or anything. You just go on the app.
Okay.
So if I wanted to, I could just download it on my phone, and if we wanted to make some type of transaction, I would just download that app, and you would give me your card, and I would enter it manually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's kind of how that transaction started. And you said it was about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said something about you're able to change. What are you able to change on it?
Like I had mine set up. It's for K9 for life because I'm K9. I'm for life, and I changed it to Griffith Steel one day and put all the information in there. And 2 days later, I checked and it still said Griffith Steel. And I said, well, let me see. And I used my card to make a transaction, my private card, used transaction, and it came back as Griffith Steel, and I'm like, and then it went from there.
Okay. So you said you kind of started with just a few transactions?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that when I guess you kind of, the PTSD was kind of setting in? Did it pick up, or was it just like a small transaction here, or a small one there, or?
At first, it was just like a small one here and a small one there, and then it just got worse. I don't know what triggered it. I think I might have known, but I don't know. But something triggered it. Just.
Okay.
When did you start using the Glynn County cards?
About a year ago, probably.
Okay. And then was it just your card? Was it?
No, I had access to everybody's card.
Okay. So it was just like every now and then switching cards?
Yeah.
All right. What kind of process did you have? Were you spending X amount of dollars on yours and then X amount on someone else's? Like, what kind of process did you have with that?
Like what you just said.
Yeah. Like you just kind of had like the internal math of like, okay, I've got, this amount so far on my card, so I want to start using Detective Clark's card, or, however it went.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the amounts that you would normally do?
Anywhere from like $400 or $500. Sometimes it go up to $1,400.
Okay.
And at the time I was doing that, I wasn't thinking clearly. But afterwards, when it was spent, I'm like, well, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
I got my kids to think about. I don't need to be doing this, and but the other part of my brain was just like, you feel better.
Yeah.
It's just like
watching porn. At the end of the day, that's what it's like, It seems like a good idea, and then you get done, and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
So I get it.
For a while there, I was drinking a lot, but when I lost my sister a couple of years ago to to alcoholism, I stopped, and then I lost my niece to the same thing, alcoholism. So I stopped drinking, and then that's when the other stuff picked up.
Yeah.
So you put the card in manually, and you charge Griffith Steel. Now, so where does that money go from there?
It goes to a Square account, and then you can transfer it to another account or a credit card. But I got a Square credit card that.
Okay. So is Square like?
It's like Venmo or.
Okay, so it's specific to a user. So I would have my own like login and, my email address, my login. So you couldn't go on my Square. It's specific to the person.
Correct.
Okay. And then, so you said it's so like Venmo. Do you like link I guess your bank account to it to where you can? Are you able to just transfer it straight to the bank account from the Square app?
Yeah.
Okay. So you would do the transaction, it would go to your Square, and then from there it would go to the bank account?
Yeah.
Okay. So where do you normally spend that money at? Do you have like a routine, I guess?
Yeah, I got a couple places that I go. The gas station right down by Public Works.
The
Yeah.
The 76.
Yeah.
That's the one I go to the most.
Okay.
And I'll go in there and just keep trying and trying and trying and trying.
For the lottery tickets.
Yeah.
Okay. How many days a week would you go? There's 7 days in a week. How many would you go and buy lottery tickets from these gas stations and stuff?
Probably 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Mm-hmm.
And then were you using the money from these cards solely for lottery tickets? Like that's how you were, coming up with the cash to buy the lottery tickets?
Yeah, so my wife didn't.
So you were doing it so that way it didn't come out of like y'all's joint account?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it caused a lot of, like I said, it caused a lot of issues with us, which, the money coming out.
So I guess that way she can't see, like if you swipe your card at a gas station and it says $25, she's not asking you about it because she doesn't see it. Is that kind of the...
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not y'all's joint account. What account is it?
It's my account.
Okay, and who's that with?
USAA.
Okay. And is it just one account or is it more than one?
Just one account.
Okay. And is that something commonly that you only spend on lottery tickets or is it like other things as well?
No, usually just lottery tickets.
Okay. And I know you said you win $500, man. You got better luck than me because every time I hit them things, man.
Yeah, a few months ago I hit 10,000.
Is that the most you've ever hit?
Yeah.
And now, with that amount, is that something that you have to, can you cash it here, or is it because it's over a certain amount?
You gotta go to Savannah.
Okay, so you just drive up to Savannah and cash it?
Like I said, when I'm in there and I'm doing it, I'm like, give me 5 more. Give me 5 more. I'm not thinking about it. But then when I get in the car and I start driving, something turns off and it's like, what the fuck did I do?
So it kind of wears off, that good feeling, that high feeling, it kind of wears off after.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I just spent $800, what the fuck? And I don't know.
So with Tony's case, so you don't have to actually have, I guess, the physical card. Right. You just have to know the card number and, I guess, the expiration. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay. So with him, you just put his card number in, and you were able to just transfer that money to your Square, and then later to your bank account.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go into these stores, I haven't bought a lottery ticket in a while. Do you have to pay cash, or can you do card?
A lot, some of them let you use card.
Okay. So how do you normally pay for lottery tickets when you go?
Card.
Okay. And it's the USAA card?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was there anybody else, I guess, besides Tony's card that you used?
Yeah. There was a few more.
Well, the reason why he's asking is because we're trying to... Well, it's already happened, right? And so what we're trying to do is because we were given a list of names, right? And we're trying to make sure that you're not the only person, we need to talk to. Does that make sense? So like, you know, you were able to kind of cross Tony's name off the list for us, right? But is there anybody else's card that you can try and remember their name that you used, so that way we can cross their name off the list as well?
Yeah, I used Johnny Barker's.
Let's see, a piece of paper. Thank you, sir.
You said Johnny or Donnie?
Johnny.
Johnny Barker.
Parker?
Barker.
Barker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chuck Dixon. And Jeffrey Worth.
Worth?
Yeah.
And then Tony, and then you said his last name was like Vincent or something like that.
Vicent.
Vicent.
So, and what kind of time frame are we looking at? So you said this all started about how long ago?
About a year and a half ago.
About a year and a half ago to this date?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. And if you just had to take a guess, an estimate of how much you think in this process has been used, how much would you guesstimate?
I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Well, if you had to just put a number, just an approximate.
God, I don't know. I couldn't even guess.
Okay. Is it just Griffin Steele?
Yeah.
That's the only one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And did Johnny, Chuck, Jeffrey, or Tony ever say, hey, you can use my card?
Yes.
They did?
Yes.
Okay. Did you tell them what you were using the card for?
No, I just asked them, hey, can I use your card for an invoice? And they're like, yeah, go ahead, I don't care.
Okay. Did any of them ever know that you were using their card to get money for a lottery ticket?
No.
Okay. Did anyone else know that you were doing this?
No.
No one?
No one.
Okay. No bosses, previous bosses,
No.
Anything like that?
No.
Okay. And I know you said it's been about a year and a half. Was there something different that you were doing there at the beginning, or has it always just been the Griffin Steele?
It's always been.
Okay. Do you have any kind of like paperwork that you would use in order to like kind of, because like I said, whenever we got the information, it looked it was kind of cluttered, right? Because you think about it, I think we got probably 2-3 years worth of information. So all those, transaction codes and everything, it all starts to get kind of messed up. So do you keep any kind of documentation to kind of, keep track of how much you've spent in a week or in a month or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
And what do you use to use the Square?
My phone.
Okay. So that's the only thing that you use to use the Square app?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and kind of off topic, so I noticed, so what kind of firearm did you have? What was that, a 380 or was that a...
No, it was a 9mm.
A 9mm, okay. Is that something you commonly carry?
Yeah, usually.
Okay. Yeah, because I carry off duty as well, so that's just the only reason I was asking. Now, do you carry like every day, or is that just when you feel like you need to carry?
No, usually every day. I usually have my army backpack that I keep it in. I don't like keeping it in my car, being that close to the jail.
Yeah.
So I put it in the desk drawer or something like that.
So do you normally carry while you're at work, or is that?
I don't carry at work. I just take it out of my car and put it in the desk. And at the end of the day, I'll take it back to the car.
Okay. And it's not that you like feel threatened or like you need it. That's just
no.
If the situation arises or if something happens, you just have it to have it.
Yeah, it's just the way the world is going right now, and stuff like that. I carry.
Oh, I understand. Like I said, I carry off duty too.
I got a mantra whenever I leave the house.
Yeah.
Wallet, keys, phone, pistola.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. Every day.
And if it's not on me, it's close by in the car.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Am I going to jail today?
Not necessarily. Like I said, this is a whole lot of information, and we're trying to piece it all together. Kind of like he said. So it's over a 2-year time frame. So we have all this information that we're trying to look at and kind of decipher, kind of look through, and kind of just understand, the why behind it. And I think we're getting there. The PTSD, that feeling you get, the high feeling. I think that's why. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's like this week. My wife and I are separated right now, and I'm actually this is kind of sound funny, but I'm actually dating my ex-wife again.
Okay.
So we went to we took my son down to up to Mustang Week because he's got a Mustang up in Myrtle Beach.
What years he got?
He's got a 2015 and he's got a 2021. But the 15 he kind of screwed up on because it had an EcoBoost.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like the EcoBoost, so he put a V6 in it,
mm-hmm.
and it's down there at I forget the name of the place. It's over there by Air Gas, and they got the motor in, but they can't get it running. They even bought a brand new ECU and.
So is it like not compatible with that V6 or?
Yeah, and I'm kind of thinking. I told them, that if you program the ECU with the VIN number and that you're not reading, but you're using the wiring harness from the EcoBoost,
mm-hmm.
you might need to get a new wiring harness for the V6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. That's all foreign talk to me. I don't know shit about it. I got an appointment coming up soon with Dr. Morgan, who's my psychiatrist. Mm-hmm.
And I was planning on talking to her more, saying she's got switched me 3-4 different medications.
Yeah.
And what was her name?
Dr. Morgan.
Dr. Morgan. Where's her office at?
I have no idea because when we talk,
mm-hmm.
it's usually via the phone.
Okay, so it's not like an in-person.
No.
Okay.
But on my medication bottles, it does say, take 1 capsule per day for gambling addiction.
Okay. So Dr. Morgan, is she with the VA or is she private or?
She's with the VA.
Okay. Now, when a transaction through Square is made, you just put the card number in and you just hit accept. Do you have to do anything else with it or?
No, you can have them put a signature on it.
Okay, so it's one of the ones where you just kind of like
scribble.
Okay. And normally, I guess when this happens, are you normally at work? You normally at home?
Anywhere.
Okay, so a little bit of both then.
But what I was getting to about the Mustang Week was we went up there, and the entire week that we were up there, I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do any scratch offs because we were going to events and stuff. And Christina noticed a change in me. She's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing." I become really quiet, really depressed,
mm-hmm.
and stuff. And then when we got home, I told her, I said, hey, I need to go to the store. I need to get this. And I went to the store to scratch offs. But
When was that?
we got home yesterday.
Okay, so y'all were on like a, when did y'all leave to head there?
We left for Mustang Week on Tuesday.
Okay.
And we got back yesterday. But that whole week, you know, we were so busy doing stuff that I didn't touch a scratch off, and I got quiet, depressed. You know, I wanted.
So she noticed a difference because you weren't doing that?
Yeah, she kept on asking me, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. She said, you all right? Yeah, I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm one of those guys that I don't want to talk about my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my feelings are my feelings, but I think if I talked more about what's really going on up here, it might be better. But I mean, as you know, sometimes you just they don't understand. You know, they're not. I should have called a peer group at Fort Stewart. I should have contacted the Wounded Warrior Project, but it was just pride. You know,
I get it. I get it. I totally get it.
So you said you came home. What day did you get home?
Yesterday.
So on Sunday. So, and like you said, so she had already noticed a difference in just that week of you not being able to do that. She noticed that you were quiet, you were kind of depressed. So on Sunday, where'd you go to get lottery tickets?
I just went down to the one right down the street, the Friendly Express.
Which one?
One right down the street from here.
Okay, so on Perry Lane?
Yeah.
Okay. How much did you buy of lottery tickets?
I only got like $40. I got two $20 tickets.
Did you win anything?
Hell no.
And do you know about what time that was?
About 3 or 4, and then I went back down to Sunil's place, down there by Public Works. And
Was that the 76?
yeah,
Okay.
and I went down there and played some down there too.
And was that like right after you left Friendly and you didn't get lucky on any of those tickets, so you
Yeah.
went there?
Yeah, because that's where I usually win.
So those are the better ticket. That's the ticket spot.
Yeah, it's a ticket spot.
Okay.
And Sunil, I mean, he's a good guy. He'll tell you that, you know, Bill's in here 3 or 4 times a week, and he spends, you know.
So were the majority of these transactions on your card or the other people's card?
Majority of them were probably on my card.
Okay. So like you said, and you do like a little scribble signature, and it just sends that money to the app.
Or sometimes you don't even have to do a signature.
Okay.
Speaking of that, they were able to print out some of the transactions. I don't know if you want to go over those real quick, maybe bring those in.
So these are just some of the stuff, and like I said, I know looking at it to me is just kind of overwhelming because there's a lot to kind of go through.
I don't think that's not the updated one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me just 1 second. Do you need water or anything?
Yeah, can I get a water, please?
Water. And then, okay, yeah. That way, make sure that's the right one. All right, Mr. Bill. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Printer going all crazy.
Last night was one of those nights I couldn't sleep. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I get it. So, like we told you earlier, I just want to kind of jump straight into it. They were able to get us about 2 years worth of this stuff. And I was kind of hoping you could take a look at this. Which one? So what we're looking at is all the transactions from Bill Richards, which is you, the date of the transaction amount, the purchase ID, the transaction code, and the merchant name, right, as well as the order number. Out of all of these, which merchant name is like the legit Griffith Steel?
Yeah, my glasses on.
So what? So you got Griffith Steel CO, Griffith Steel, and Griffith Steel Company.
There were some, I think, the company, when I was redoing the range for y'all guys, we used Griffith Steel for the targets.
Okay, so metal targets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Well, this isn't all of them. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't. So
When I sit here and look at this, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing?
well, here, let me, because you're looking at this as the whole picture, right? And that's not the case. Okay. We still have to go through, and because some of these are going to be legit purchases. I mean, because this isn't just yours, right? We got other people in here. This is all Griffith Steel. Okay.
Okay.
So what kind of stuff do y'all get? Does Glynn County Public Works get from Griffith Steel?
He does our welding for different things. Like I said, all the targets that are down there at the range, Griffiths did all those. Me and Bobby Moses from facilities. So we didn't have to get a PO. He paid for a couple, and then I paid for a couple, and then he paid for a couple, because it was like almost, I want to say, almost $1,100 per target. How many we got down there? 7, 8?
Eight, I think.
Yeah. So Bobby paid for some, and then I would pay for some.
Okay. Now, is that the only time that Glynn County has done work with Griffith Steel?
No, they've used them for different fabrications. He does a lot of the welding. They go between him and Williams Muffler. He does a lot of welding for us, but I think Fleet probably used Griffith Steel for some of the stuff. So, like in your department, on a last year, let's just say 2022 fiscal year, estimate how much money you think Glynn County paid Griffith Steel? Probably $5,000 or $6,000.
Okay. Would it be around the same, a little more, a little less for 2021?
2021, probably a little more, because I think that's when the range went up, wasn't it? Or was it 2020?
Yeah, I think that was 2020 is when they redid it all, because that's when we were supposed to be getting a
pop-up target.
Well, not necessarily a pop-up target, but they were supposed to start doing an academy here.
Yeah.
Because I know they did one in Kingsland, and then that's why they were getting the range all prepped down here, is because they were supposed to be doing an academy here as well. But I don't know whatever happened to that. So it probably a little bit more than 5,000 or 6,000.
Yeah, the targets were quite a bit.
Okay. So when this started about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and until now, I mean, how much? And I know you said you didn't really know, but in a 7-day time span, I mean, how much were you spending on lottery tickets?
Honestly, there were times where I tried to figure it up, and it was like $1,900. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Heck, what the fuck am I doing? I could use that for something else. And then in my mind, I'm like, man, you need to stop this stupid shit, because you're gonna get caught. And then the other part of my brain was like, no, you go. So, I mean, and you bring up a good point there. I mean, was there any point in time where you thought that this was okay? Or, I mean, did you always kind of have it in the back of your mind that what I'm doing is wrong? In the back of my mind, I knew it was wrong. But at the time I was doing it, getting the money so I can go, scratch off, I was feeling good. I was like, give me 5 more. Give me 5 more. Give me. But after I got done doing it, like 30, 40 minutes after I got done and I'm driving around, I'm like, what the hell did I just do?
Yeah. So, was there a number that you used common, like routinely, or was it all different amounts?
All different amounts.
Okay, so is there one that you used multiple times though?
What do you mean amount?
Like a common, yeah. Do you say like, hey, on Fridays I'm gonna get $500 out every Friday, or?
No, it just varies. Some days, I'll go in and do $100 and I'm done for the day. And then there's, like last night, I had a rough night, and I'm like, I want to go do some scratches. But sitting here, I know I don't need to be doing it because look where it's got me. And
so, what was the amount that you just guesstimated? I guess weekly. You said around 1,900. Is that accurate, or?
Yeah.
Okay. And now, did you do it just like on Fridays, or did you do it? Was it like an everyday thing, or?
Well, whenever the urge hit me, and I didn't have it in my account because we're still married. My wife was like, she kept yelling at me, Bill, you need to stop. This is killing us. We could be doing a lot of things and have a lot of money in the account if you didn't do it. And then she went out and opened her own account because of it. She's like,
when was that?
Probably a year ago. She said, I'm going to open up my own account and have my money go in there, and then she'll transfer so much over to the joint account to pay, rent and utilities and all that. But she got really tired of it because.
So take me through the process. So it's Saturday morning. It's 9:00 in the morning. Run out, get you some Waffle House, whatever. Want to buy a lottery ticket. Do you already have the money in the account, or is it a spur of the moment? Oh shit, let me grab a card and then transfer it then.
Sometimes it was just a spur of the moment. There's times I can go to the store and come back and be fine, and then there's times where, I just get that urge to, I want to stop, and I did it with Carrie, my wife. We'd be driving somewhere, and I'm like, I feel like I want to stop and get a lottery ticket, and then I go in there and come out with $100 worth. And she's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
And it caused a lot of.
So did you have to transfer money whenever you did that, or did you already have the money in your Square App account?
I'd have the money in the account already.
Okay. So do you let's say it's Monday. Do you put a certain amount to kind of get you through the week, or?
No, it's whenever. There's times where I might have done $1,100, and I go into the 76 store and start playing. And the next thing I know, I went in there with $1,100, and I only got $250 left. But it's just one of those things. I scratch, and I'm done after this. And then I lose, and I'm like, fuck it, let me try a couple more.
Yeah.
And
so, but that's what I'm asking about, right? Is like, how do you come up with that $1,100? Like, whenever you're putting that money in that account, right? You're making that decision of, hey, I'm gonna take, Tommy's card or whoever, Tony's card, whoever's, right? And I'm gonna tap this. I'm gonna put in Griffith Steel Company, Griffith Steel, whatever it is, right? It's a multi-step process, right? Every single time that it happens, it's multi-step, right? It's not just walking in, grabbing something, and walking out, right? You have to mentally be there in order to transfer that money, right? So how do you come up with the amount that you do at a time? Because I'll tell you, some of these that we know are fraudulent, the amounts, like you said, they're different. It'll be $800, and then, it'll be $1,400.
Just whatever. It wasn't, it was just a random,
Yeah.
It depended on the time of the day or how I was feeling, and.
Okay. Was there ever a number you didn't go over? Like, what was your cutoff?
1,500 or 14 something, because that's the max that the county allows you to put on the credit card. $1,500.
1,500.
Yeah, anything over 1,500, you have to get a PO for.
Okay. When you say PO, because I don't know what a PO
A
is.
purchase order.
A purchase order?
Yeah, anything over $1,500, you got to get 3 bids and then put it in so you can get a purchase order.
Okay.
So.
Oh, 3 bid. Okay. Okay. That's
So
what
you have to stay under that limit, so you don't have to get the PO.
Right, because if they try to run your car for 1,501, it automatically decline it because it's set for a max of $1,500.
Okay.
So let me ask you, and like I said, I'm still trying to put this together. On this list, it says a merchant name. Do you know why there's different names?
What do you mean different names?
So, like for instance, it'll say Griffith Steel CO, Griffith Steel, or Griffith Steel Company.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever change it when you go into the school?
No, just stayed the same.
So when you originally put it in about, did you say about a year and a half, 2 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
So when you put it in, it stayed the same since?
Yeah.
Okay. So looking at these, can you kind of try to pinpoint?
Do you still have the K9 for life one?
No.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, because I've been using the Griffith Steel, so when I try to change it back to K9 for Life, it wouldn't let me.
Okay.
Look, guys, I know you guys know me, and you know I was a good guy, and I don't know what the hell happened.
You're saying was like you're not still a good guy.
You're
You're a good guy that made a mistake.
And I should have got help. This is, to me, I was doing this because I didn't want to drink. I didn't want to use drugs, and this was my go-to. And
so this is kind of like a healthier alternative, I would say. I mean.
Yeah, because for a while I drank, and when I lost my sister to cirrhosis, and I lost my niece to cirrhosis, and I think maybe. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
I think maybe that's what triggered it. You know what? I lost my sister, and then a few months later, I lost one of my nieces, and then a year later, I lost another niece. So it's just been like one death after another, and it's sparked something.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when it started really getting bad.
I mean, were you ever felt that you were in a position that you had to, because I'll be honest with you, $1,100 a week, $1,400 a week, you're still only, I'm just going to be blunt with you. It's quite a large amount of money.
Yeah.
And I don't see how all that money was spent specifically for lottery tickets. So, was there a time where somebody in the family passed away and you felt, hey, I'm going to step up and, kind of take the weight off somebody else's back?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so, can you give me an example of that?
Like a while ago, my mom's roof was leaking, and she's by herself because my stepfather died, and she couldn't afford it, so I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Here, Mom, I have the money. Well, where'd you get the money from? Oh, I just had it, Mom. Don't worry about it. I did stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew it was wrong, and I knew I should have. Like I said, I knew I should have got more help than what I was getting from the VA. It just.
Yeah.
So, and the drinking thing, it's a hard habit to break, and I can sort of sympathize with you a little bit on that. Because my dad, he was only, I think, 46-year-old, and he died of cirrhosis of the liver too. So I know that's a hard thing to go through, honestly. I mean, how long did it take you to kind of to quit? Like, do you still drink, or is that like you were able to stop completely?
I don't drink at all.
How long did you drink prior to?
Years. It was just like lottery tickets. You know, I get up, first thing I needed was a drink,
Mm-hmm.
and then I ended up having a first sergeant that cared about me, and he noticed that I was drinking a lot. He noticed I'd come to PT, you know, smelling of alcohol, and he pulled me in his office one day and was like, "Look, Sarge, you know, you're a good guy. I'm smelling alcohol on you. If you got a problem, you got two choices. You can self-referral yourself to ADAPSI, or I'll do a command referral to ADAPSI, which would hurt you on your promotion."
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going to ADAPSI. ADAPSI is alcohol dependent, something that the military has, and I ended up going to them,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped with the drinking.
Did it ever like affect your job or anything like that? Or what'd you do in the military?
I was an MP. It was K9.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So did it ever affect your job or anything like that?
No, just like this. I mean, I kept it quiet, but you know, people knew that. You know, hey, I think Richard's drunk, or I think Richard was drinking, and
Yeah.
you know, I always had a little bottle with me, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, just like that. At the time I was drinking, I was feeling good, but when it wears off, or you wake up and you feel like shit, it's like, man, what the hell did I do?
Yeah.
So is that what kind of brought you to the VA, as far as like, I guess seeing? You said you were seeing who?
Dr. Morgan,
Dr. Morgan. Is that a female or a male?
female.
Is she the one that you kind of started with, or have you changed?
They changed from one to another, but I've been with Dr. Morgan for about probably 2 years.
And did you go to her initially with, you know, with the trouble with the alcohol? Is that kind of how that started?
No, when I started talking to her, I mean, I was alcohol free. But when I started really thinking, hey, you've been with the county for 14 years, you're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna end up in jail, and then your kids. And so I finally opened up to Dr. Morgan and told her, hey, you know, I'm having problems. She said, well, what's your problems? I said, I'm having problems with gambling. And I told her, I didn't tell her about this, but you know, I told her that I was spending quite a bit of money and this and that. And that's when she said, well, you know, gambling, it coincides with PTSD because it makes you feel good and stuff like that. So she started, like I said, trying to do different medications, to see what would work.
Anything? Did you ever try anything that you liked, medication wise?
There was one that I forget what it was called. It kind of helped, but I didn't like I mean, it helped with me being reasonable, but I didn't like, you know, it kind of made me feel dizzy at times, or,
Yeah.
and I didn't like that, so I told her and she switched it.
Yeah.
But, you know, Carrie told me that I should have stayed on that because, you know, I was a different person.
Did it help with the lottery tickets and things like that?
Yeah.
Okay. That thing was about to hit me in my head. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a big fan of the whole counselor thing. I'm the same way as you, man. It's, you know, my struggles are my struggles, and you know, it's you know, you get drinking around your friends, or you know, you're hanging out with your buddies, you know, and first thing that, you know, you ever killed anybody? God, that was the worst part about.
I mean,
It's like, yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, it's just.
Hey, we we got into firefights, but I didn't watch downrange to see if somebody dropped.
Yeah.
I'm just
trying to make it home.
Trying to make it home.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I was 18 years old. I didn't know what the hell I was doing out there. But
People, and you know, well, you guys got my phone, but I don't know why I keep them on my phone, what reason I keep them on my phone, but I still got pictures from Iraq of dead bodies, people that, you know, if we do a confirmed kill, we have to document it, picture it, and stuff like that. And I still got pictures. And every once in a while, I'll look at them. And I think maybe, you know, that's true. I should just delete them, but I don't know why.
You want me to tell you what my diagnosis is? And I'm young, all right. I mean, I'm only 29 years old, right? So let it go in one ear and out the other, right? But my diagnosis is when, I'm sure the lottery tickets help, but I'm sure what helps more is being able to help your mom out, being able to help your close friends out, being able to help out your family, right? And whenever you bring up the photos that you have on your phone, I had those same photos on my phone for a long time. I have a computer at my house, because whenever, you know, we deployed, GoPros was a thing.
Yeah.
And so I got a computer at my house in my closet. It's put up. It's got a whole bunch of dust on it. Haven't watched it in years. It's got all kinds of videos on there. Vehicles getting blown up, me getting blown up, firefights. I mean, a whole from A to Z. And, you know, especially like, I think that's why I enjoy policing, is because it then gives you a purpose again, right? You still have those pictures on your phone because it reminds you of times of when you had a purpose that you could show. This was my purpose. This is what I did. This is how I made a difference, right? And I think that that's something that you need to you need to sit down one day. Don't talk to anybody. Put your phone away. Put it somewhere else, and you need to figure out what your purpose is again. You know, and take that with a grain of salt. Like I said, I'm young, right? But that's what I had to do. It worked for me. You know, especially like I just had my first daughter. You know, my first kid actually. But you know, and relearning that purpose again, because that's a big issue with people that get out of the military in general, is that in the military, every single day that you wake up, you have a purpose. This is what we're doing because of this, this, and this. And we're going to make a difference by doing all of these things together. And you get out of the military, and it seems like, okay, well, Detective Clark's over there doing this thing, you know, Detective Savage is over here doing this thing, Detective Arnado's over here doing this thing, and I'm over here doing this thing, but you're really not, you know, you're not acting together. You know, that was the best thing about the military, was
teams.
Yeah, it sucked. You know, I mean, there at the beginning, field days every Thursday, you got somebody coming around telling you that your room isn't clean enough, whatever, and it sucked. But there were countless other people that was in the suck right there with you, and that was a good thing.
My wife don't understand it, that when we go places, and you know, I see somebody with a 173rd hat on, I'll go up there and say, "Sky Soldier's brother." And that's what we used to say, that, you know, everybody has their favorite unit, and mine just happened to be the 173rd. I mean, you go in my office, you'll see, you know, 173rd cups and stuff all over the place. And she didn't understand why I would sit there for 30, 40 minutes talking to somebody I didn't even know, I just met. And I told her, I said, we talked about, you know, the airborne jump, so we talked about how the unit changed from when he was in it to when I was in it, and you know, she just never understand that, you know, you may be 50 and meet somebody that's 18, but it's a brotherhood, even if you never knew them. It's like when I went to Stewart to go to the commissary, there's a guy at the gate that had a big old 173rd tattoo, and we just started talking. I told her it's a brotherhood.
Yep.
These are people that know what you've been through and that you can talk to, and that's why I said I should have reached out to the peer groups in Fort Stewart. I should have reached out to somebody at the Wounded Warrior Project, but I just have so much pride that I say I'm going to deal with it. You know, I'll deal with it. I'll correct it. And I don't think that's the right thing. I think.
When do you think it got out of hand?
Probably after I lost my niece. That was rough because, I mean, if I had my phone, I'd show you the picture. When she died, she looked like a skeleton. I mean, she had cirrhosis so bad that, you know, she looked like a skeleton. And it just was like, wow. And her and I didn't get along for a long time because her mom ended up moving down here, my sister. And when she went in the hospital, she came down to visit, and she just, you know, her mom was laying there with tubes in there and everything, and she wanted to take pictures and laugh. And then as soon as she left the hospital, she went back to my mom's house, and we went back there, and they're sitting there drinking, and I'm like, are you guys fucking serious? You just saw what drinking did to your mother, and you're over here drinking? So we got into it, and I didn't talk to her for a while, but, you know, I was there every day with my sister, and when we moved her to hospice, I was there every day, and I was there when she took her last breath. So, you know,
When was that?
2021, 2022. She passed away.
I'm sorry for your loss. What, I mean, did it just cause you to, I mean, because I know that the lottery tickets and all that stuff, I mean, I know that was already happening, but I mean, what else were you doing to kind of cope with that loss?
Holding it in like I always do.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's a common thing. I mean, when I hear you speak about pride and y'all speak about brotherhood, like, I was never in the military, so, you know, I never got that privilege of that. But, you know, aside from that, kind of being in law enforcement, that's kind of like my brotherhood. Pride's a hard thing, and, you know, hearing you be able to speak to people who understand, like you talk about your wife not knowing, I get that same feeling with my wife. She doesn't understand what I do. And things like, you know, I'll never forget, me and my buddy Hample, another police officer, we went to Transville Mobile Home Park. Okay, I had a 2-month-old, and a 2-month-old baby, unresponsive. We're doing CPR on the baby. That's something that, you know, I can't go home and talk to my wife about. Those are things that, like you said, it's pride. It's something that I can't just go talk to her about, but I can do that with him because he was there. I could do that with other people that work at the police department. So, you know, not having that brotherhood y'all are talking about, it's awesome to, you know, hear y'all talking about, because that's kind of what I share with the people I work with. So, I mean, it's hard, so I don't think it's uncommon to have, you know, that prideful feeling and not wanting to talk about it, because it's rough. So, and I know we kind of keep beating a dead horse with some of these lottery tickets, but what do you do with them, I guess, when you're done with them?
Throw them away.
You just throw them away. And then, like, what about, you know, the ones that you win? Like you said, you had a $10,000 one. Did you just turn it in? You take pictures of it? Or?
Right. I got pictures on.
I can only imagine.
Yeah,
$10,000 a good hit.
Yeah, you take it up to Savannah, and they, you know, they'll give you a check and be on your way.
How do you explain that to your wife whenever $10,000 comes into the bank account?
I tell her. You know, I tell her when I win.
You just don't tell her when you don't win?
Yeah.
I bet she was pretty happy whenever
Yeah.
you said that. She
Keep
wouldn't talk.
playing 'em, baby.
She wouldn't talk about that.
Keep
Don't,
playing 'em,
don't,
baby.
Yeah.
You get number 5.
I usually, like I said, won 500 a week, and there were times where I'd win 1,000 or 1,500. I had to go anything over 600. You got to go to Savannah for. You know, I tell her, but a lot of times I used to always tell her when I won, and I just stopped telling her because for me, hey, I just won $500. That's $500 that if I don't tell her about, I can use tomorrow.
But you can spend however you want to spend. You don't have to have any explanation.
Right.
So how much would you say you have in that bank account still?
Shit, not very much.
It
Probably about $300.
$300. When was the last time you used it?
Oh, it's my USA account, so I use it all the time.
Okay, so it's not like I thought we were talking about you had a Square app card or something.
You can transfer that money over to your checking account.
So you have a joint with your wife, and then you have your own separate USAA,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have the Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With the Square.
The Square.
Square.
Oh, sorry, Square, yeah. The Square, and then you would just transfer the money there. So again, and I'm just trying to piece it together. I mean, if we're looking at a 2-year time frame, if we had to just take our best guess at how much money we've transferred, what could you put a number on that?
It was a lot. I know looking at that, it was probably a lot.
So, and when you say a lot to me is probably a little bit different than a lot to you. I mean, to me, 5,000's a shit ton. So what do you consider a lot? So I have that perspective on. And you could just say either greater than this number or lower than this number.
It had to be greater than 50,000.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot. And is that over the 2 year or just 1 year?
Probably 1 year.
1 year. Do you think the previous year was more than that, or?
It might have been. I know when I sit there and I look at my transactions, and I'm looking at them, and it's like, you know, Citco 76 $100, Citco 76 $250, and it keeps going on 100, and I sit there and I add them up in my head, and I'm like, fuck, how much did I spend at the store? And 90% of my transactions are ATM, or, you know, and the wife knows when I go to the ATM and take 100 or 200 out, she knows what I'm doing.
So do you still have like whenever you do the transfers, do you go to the bank itself and do a transfer, or do you do it on your phone?
Do it on your phone.
Would you be willing to show me the app that you use to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just a Square app.
Okay. Yeah, because I've never seen. I don't know what the Square app is.
Let me go pick that up. Here, back.
Okay. I'm actually going to grab me a cup of water. You need a refill?
No, I'm still good. A little bit.
Yeah. So I know you said that you helped your mom out with a roof. Any other? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to see what kind of money we can get back for the county. You know, did you buy a car, a house, anything other than a roof?
No.
No. Funeral expenses, hospice care.
No.
Anything like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did you ever put money into a charity or?
No.
Okay. So lottery tickets and the roof.
Yeah, and then usually with the lottery tickets, you know, if I didn't use it all, it'd just be like, you know, gas or
Other,
stuff like that.
food, whatever else. Okay. I can't think of anything else.
So, and I know I kind of tried to ask you to put a number on it because we didn't kind of have a number at the time. would somewhere around, and this is kind of a broad approximate, somewhere around 300,000, does that sound yay or nay?
Yeah, it could be.
Okay. And most of that, now percentage-wise, so you said I know small purchases, so let's just say lottery tickets on this side and other things on this side. Could you approximate how much of it do you think that went to the lottery and how much went to somewhere else?
Probably 90% went to the lottery.
And then about 10% went to smaller stuff or the roof or things of that nature. Okay. I can't.
Anything else?
I'm willing to help you guys out as much as I can.
Anybody else that knew about this?
Nobody.
No
Not
one.
even my wife.
But definitely nobody with the Glynn County.
No.
Nothing.
So, and I don't know how this process works. So you said that you're over P cards, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Does anybody have to check off on, I guess, I don't know how the process works. So when you buy something, you keep the receipt.
Yeah, they keep the receipt and they give me the receipt. Then at the end of the month, I get their credit card statements on Munis.
Okay.
So I click on their name and then I go to, like, say I went to Arco.
Mm-hmm.
Arco Hardware for $50. I found the receipt for Arco Hardware. Scan it in there and put the code where it's supposed to go, like, building expenses or general. And then I do that for all of them. And then after I'm done with it, I hit release, and it releases it, and then it goes to the director or to Tony for them to sign off on it and say approve.
So who is the director?
Right now it's Danny Smith. He just got there, but it used to be Dave Austin.
Okay, so it either goes to Danny Smith or who?
Dave Austin, and some of the credit cards have to be signed off by Tony too. Tony Bison.
Okay. Okay, well, give me just one more second. I'll be right back in here with you. You got enough water or you need some more water?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
William Richards was sentenced to 30 months in prison for fraud. Remember to like, subscribe, and